So yeah, Don, if you could just start off, just introduce yourself and kind of just walk through your experience working with us so far and with the church campaigns.
You bet. Yeah, happy to help out. So my name is Don Dickey with Advanced Solar in San Antonio, Texas. And we've been in business about 15 years, seen a ton of solar companies come and go, done about 5,000 installations of our own, adopted another 3,000 customers from people that bought from companies that have come and gone. And over the past year and a half, our focus has been transitioning from mostly residential to mostly commercial. So we'll continue doing, and we've always done commercial. But as of late, with the tax credit being available to nonprofits, the churches have been really a very lucrative pool of a client base, very receptive. They don't pay sales tax. They get the tax credit, so you can sharpen the pencil and really get a pretty lucrative ROI. Working with William and his team has been great. I think the counter perspective on that is all the other marketing people that just are constantly emailing and calling, and we've got all these leads. And if you've been in business very, very long as a solar company, you know what I'm talking about. You probably kicked tires on several of them, and they just don't yield any fruit. What I like here is I'm dealing with an individual who is personally engaging with my clients on my behalf. And it's not just carpet bombing emails and Facebook and telemarketing. They're strategically and surgically going after job sites that I'm interested in, and just had a great success rate, engaging these clients and getting in front of them, whether it be a Zoom call or in-person meeting. So I'm very, very pleased with what we've been doing.
I appreciate that, Don. And could you just talk a little bit on like the meeting quality with those meetings you have done over in person or Zoom? Kind of what the meeting quality has been.
It's really been good. And again, you have to look at the alternatives out there. In the past, so many people were we'd show up and they're like, get off my doorstep, I'm on the no call list, leave me alone. And they had no idea that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Where these meetings, they have decision makers at the table. They're providing their electric bill. They know why they're there. Now, obviously, it's a big sale. You gotta work your end as a sales rep. And do your job well. But when I show up for these meetings, they know why I'm there. They're prepared. They have their electric bill. They're very, very engaged. So that's exactly what you want in a solid lead.
I appreciate that. And Don, you don't have to be super specific here. And obviously, this is something you may want to hold private, but could you talk about the just the progression of these deals and kind of where you are, if you're like close to the finish line with any of the companies and or the churches we book meetings with, and how those deals have been progressing since the initial meeting?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a learning curve on both parties, to get dialed in. What's the sales pitch? What are the pressure points? What are the attention getters? And so a little bit of a learning curve there, but I've got a real solid pipeline. Nobody has told me to take a flying leap. Some people are like, yeah, we just don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't want to take out a loan right now. And the package is something you've got to get dialed into, get your ROI right, the incentives right, and then get a lending package in there. But we actually we haven't written it up yet. We got an email from a guy last week saying, hey, the board voted unanimously, to go with your program. And that was I think about $180,000 system. I don't have it in front of me, but that's a solid deal. And then
Awesome.
Within the pipeline, we probably have another 5 that we think are very likely to close.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even know about that extra 5. That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
And then just last question for you, Don. Curious if you were, talking to a solar company, talking about working with us potentially, and they were on the fence and not quite sure, maybe they've had bad experiences before, or maybe they're just a little hesitant, what would you tell them if they're kind of on the fence?
I mean, I would only say I've been pleased with it. You know,
Mhm.
this is a bona fide, sincere testimonial here. I've used every marketing platform possible and just thrown money away, and there's rarely tangible results. This is the opposite of that. It's not a high risk commitment to go in and give it a shot. So I would do that, but it's also not a magic wand. You're not going to just 2 weeks later, be writing up deals.
Mhm.
You got to work it and give it, a couple months to see it start to come together. But that's tough because we all get inundated with all these new platforms trying to claiming they're going to put 60 jobs on your books every month, and it's not true. So there's no false promises with William. He's real straightforward and very transparent about the process and the lead time and what to expect. So I would say just give it a shot, but part of the onus is on you as a contractor to
Mhm.
do your part. you know Commercial jobs are not like a hit and run residential job back in the day. You've got to put a lot of effort into the follow up and good preparation, putting your best foot forward when you do get that opportunity. Because most of these people have never even considered solar and looked at the financials yet. So I would say just give it a shot. It's not a lot of cost exposure to go in there for a few months and see how it goes.
I appreciate that, Don. And I'll go ahead and wrap it up here, but here, let me go ahead and end this.